Hi, I'm Faraz Khan from MyTrack Recruitment, and welcome to Season 3 of the Low Code podcast. Low code is the future of software development, but what is low code without its developers? So this season, I will be speaking to all levels of developers across the globe who have taken the career choice of working with low code platforms. With this podcast, our aim is to help grow the low code developer community by inspiring others to follow the same path as our guests. There is a severe shortage of resources in this area, and we are looking to help bridge that gap by raising interest and awareness amongst developers to look at this exciting technology. So let's get started. Hello, and welcome to the latest episode of the Low Code podcast. Today, my guest is Manish Jawla, OutSystems MVP and Development Manager, CGI UK. How are you, Manish?
I'm good, Feroz. How are you?
Good. I like your background there.
Thank you. Thanks for that, actually. It's currently where I am, actually.
Really, yeah? That's not a virtual background. You're really sitting
it's
there,
a virtual one.
No, that's good. Thanks for agreeing to take part in the podcast. It's good to have you on. You know, we've known each other for a very long time, so I thought it would make sense to have you on.
Yeah, and I think I'm really sorry for that because I think this podcast was delayed by 1 year, actually. You would like to have it earlier, but it's me.
And I think, maybe doing it a year later is actually better because your journey has moved on, I think maybe, we've added another 10, 15 minutes to the talk,
Definitely, it's good,
Yeah. So, it's good to finally have you on, speak to you. It'd be good to kind of start off with just a bit of background about yourself, where you're from.
Yeah. So let's see. So I'm Manish Jawla and I'm OutSystems MVP, currently working as development manager at CGI UK for London insurance domain. And I have started my journey with IT in 2005. When I started my graduation, I get introduced with C, C++, data structure, all the basic stuff of IT. And then I get to learn a little bit about HTML, CSS, and VB.NET. And then in 2008, I started with my master's, where I learned more about, Java, .NET, C#, and I decided in future, I would like to be a .NET and a C# developer. Yeah. And luckily in 2011, I got campus placement with Cognizant Solution in India, Pune location, where I got the job as a .NET developer. And from there, I've started my journey as a .NET developer. And, when you were a fresher and joined a company and the very first time when you looked at the enterprise application, they are huge, thousands and millions of line of code. And it's a little surprise, because when you were in the college, you build small stuff 8 to 10 pages, 10 to 20. Yeah. But in real life, there are hundreds of pages, millions of line of code, and there is lots of stuff around building the application. It's not only the coding, like how secure it is, high performant it is, their look and feel. So it was an eye-opener experience for me because since I was a fresher at that time. And then I worked in CGI for around 3.5 years as a .NET developer. And I could remember in Cognizant, And then during that time, I have attended one of the session there, Feroz, where I heard about there could be something called low code and future would be different. Developers are not going to do the same which they are doing at the moment, doing the hundreds of millions of line of code and maintain that piece of code is, it's a very hectic process and all. So I was wondering, there might be something cool. Let's see when it comes. Because at that time, I was not aware of the OutSystems. Then in 2014, I got the opportunity to work in Netlink Private Limited. And it was in my hometown, Bhopal. So it was good. I was pretty excited. I go and joined there. And then I was introduced to this new platform called OutSystems. I said, okay. And I've started my training and everything. And being a hardcore developer, it's not that much easy, to switch your
step back
technology, or it's a huge step for you. So when they told me Manish, we have a very excellent platform and it's very good and it's going to be the future leading platform and all, I said, okay. And I have lots of question in my mind, what will happen. I spend lots of year in learning these languages and all, and now I have to just use this platform. Okay. And before doing that, I had a discussion with few of my friends and colleagues, but now I have to start working in this new platform, which is called OutSystems, and you don't need to write so much line of code. You can just drag and drop, and you have to just define the workflow like in a flow chart. An application will be built. Then most of us told me, wait, what you are doing, you man? Like, you are a good .NET developer, you got the skill, then why you want to change it? And I think most of told me, man, it's a big and huge step for you because it's going to change your career. So just take it wisely. And most of told me, I think you should stay where you are as a .NET developer.
Stick with what you know.
Because the thing is, you are doing as a .NET, Java. These are a very old platform. People trust them. They know if you have the very good knowledge, you have a good future. And
good career.
And at that time, actually, in India, OutSystem was not that much very famous. And especially for me as an individual, I'm also not very much aware how this platform works and what's the future and all. But what I decided, like, let's give us a try. Let's explore this tool. Let's experience it by your own, not by someone else advice or suggestion. Because because at that time I'm not a fresher. I got a pretty much 3-4 years of experience. I think I can evaluate myself as well, this tool. So then once I completed my training, I start exploring its feature, and it was amazing, because I know my pain when I have to build this stuff by writing huge lines of codes, define CSS and everything. And I'm not saying it's bad. The thing is, it takes lots of time, because if you have to do something with a certain principle and standard, it takes time. But if you can achieve the same result in, 1/3 or 1/4, I think it's 5x or 6x, faster that at that time. And I thought it's cool. And when I worked in this platform, it feels like, I'm playing a video game. Like I never get bored. My job is not feels like I'm working. I'm exploring. Oh, I can do this. I can do that. There is so much to explore, and every feature gives me an excitement to explore it more. So at that time, I decided, fine, whoever says what, I'll stick with it. I'll continue with this platform, because there was a myth, at that time with the people, like, because if you are a hardcore developer, you have all the programming skills and all. If you start using those tools, you will lose your skills, your programming skills, and you lose your analytical and all. But that's not the same with OutSystems, because in OutSystems, it gives you the opportunity. You can write your own code if you wish to. By using the integration studio, you can write your own .NET code. You can integrate any library. You can write your own CSS. If you are good with DB database, you can write your own SQL. So it's nothing like I'm missing from my previous technology. So everything was there. The thing is, it's more refined, it's more quicker and easy to implement for me. It's just saving my time. And I can put my focus at building the quality product, rather than just putting focus on quantity, like I have to finish it in this time frame. I can put that time. Oh, I can think about the corner scenarios. I can think about how can I improve it more for the future one as well. How can make it more performant. I can take more time on the architecture and all. So from that time, I decided, no, I will be using this platform for the rest of my life. And then I think I started with small projects there, with 1 and 2 and 3, and that journeys keep on. Then I get introduced with the community, because when sometimes I stuck, I find, oh, the community was very good. I start asking questions there. People responded me very well. They helped me really well.
Really helpful,
in the beginning, all the previous, I think, MVPs and all the people there, they are really friendly and all. So it's good. And then over the period, I also doing the same. I just return it back. I think I must do the same, because I received lots of help from the community. You should do the same.
Should give
then
back.
I start, just to give that back. And I think after doing that, after a 1.5 years, I get promoted as a tech lead there. So it was pretty excited. Like I got promoted, then I got more responsibilities there. And then I worked there for 3.5 years. And then I got opportunity to work in FICO, one of the company in Bangalore. I go there and I joined it. And in their team, I was an individual contributor actually, because there all other team members were busy with other projects and product. And there I was like only me, one QA, business analyst, development manager. And I was like, this is it. They said, but it was cool because now I got pretty much 3.5 years of experience in OutSystem. I felt, it's completely fine. Can do that. And I think I worked there for around 11 months across an year. And they are using the OutSystem with Java platform at that time. Since I was not pretty good, but it was nice experience because I always ready to learn. I did there, and I think over that period we are almost done with the whole backlog, and they were really happy. All stuff is done. And then I got the call again back from the Netlink, if you wish to come back and all. And I said, it's okay. Because they got a very different vision at that time. I have to provide training to people. I have to build a big team there. So I start providing the training to the newbies, not even the fresher, but the experienced one as well,
You mean like Java.net kind of people?
Java.net. And few of my colleagues were there at that time. Now they are interested to learn our system. You said in the beginning,
no, don't do it. Don't do it.
And it's really exciting to see that. And the thing is, for them, it's an added advantage, Feroz, if someone is very good at any language and who got a very good technical experience, they can learn our system very quickly. And then, because the thing is, everyone has those questions which were in my mind. So they also have that fear, they don't want to lose their core skill. They want to be there what they are. But then I had some sessions with them, not about the training, only just to clear their doubt. Just let me know. What's stopping you from using this platform? It's everything is there. You can explore whatever you want to do. You can put all your skill set, whatever you have learned so far till this point, you can utilize that by using this. And then they really found it useful. And that's why we built the team very quickly there. And then I cannot do the training for a long time. Then I put some peoples from there and I train them to become the trainer there. Now they started the training and I moved on to the projects and all with the clients, and I have to do the other stuff. Then I again worked there. And then in 2019, I think it's you who gave me
it was me. I was knocking on your LinkedIn.
You knocked me my door. And actually the thing is, at that point, Feroz, I was become, in a quite comfortable zone because I know what I was doing, the training and all the development, managing teams, review teamwork and all. So I was also looking for something, exciting and challenging for me. And for me, it was a first opportunity because I never worked abroad. And you gave me the opportunity to work in London, UK. Thank you so much for that.
No worries.
And I thought I must say yes to it. And then, I come there in 2019 into the UK and I joined ISB Global there. And the team was wonderful. And then there I've started with one small project, I think, with some new clients. They want to evaluate their .NET team. Again, with the OutSystems, they want to see how quicker OutSystem can do the stuff as compared to the .NET. And I showed them like within few weeks, we did lots of integrations, built the app from scratch, all the layouts and everything. And they were pretty impressed. And then I moved to their core team, helping them with their practice, provide trainings, groom the developers with this, all the freshers and all. Did lots of POCs because they have also their very complex products there. They want to build some customized things. I told them, yes, with the OutSystem, there is no limit. You can build any custom stuff you want to. And then I got the opportunity in CGI UK, and here I am with you.
Here you are. Yeah, that's great.
Thank you so much.
So going back to what I wanted to ask from what you said, the part where obviously you went back to Netlink, after kind of moving on.
Yeah.
And then you were kind of in charge of training, building the team. And then you had those people who originally told you don't do it. What was, because it'd be good to know the kind of questions they asked you, like the doubts, what were their kind of doubts that they had, and kind of fears of moving over to, OutSystems from .NET or whatever their background was.
So the thing is, Feroz, what happens is, whenever you think about like, I have to use certain tools. So people thinks tool means I have to only drag and drop and stuff is done.
Yeah.
You don't need to do anything else.
Mm.
But since OutSystem is not only about dragging and dropping the tool, it take lots of efforts. Like you should have a vision, you should have a development mind, you should understand how application builds. And it's not only defining the workflow and all, because when you build the enterprise application, it's not like just insert, update, and delete. You need to do lots of integrations. You need to build custom code, and where your programming skills came into the picture. So all those peoples, what they thought is, because if you are not writing the code for many years, definitely you will start losing that.
Of course.
Because and it's not only with programming, it's with everything.
Anything. If you're not up to date, you're gonna lose it.
If you are not driving from 5-10 years, all of a sudden you get the car, you will like, oh, you still drive,
of course,
but you lose.
You'll be nervous. Of course.
So this is what happens, I think, with most of the technical people. They thought because they are doing programming every day, they love to do programming. I also love to do the programming. When you write the code, it feels you good. Yeah, I'm writing code, I'm writing logic, I'm doing those stuffs. And they thought, then they start using any low code platform, they thought they will start missing it. They might lose that skill, the core skill, every minor bit, how the CSS works, how UI works, those fine grains which they have learned over the years. They thought if they don't use that skill, they will start losing it. But it's not true, because in OutSystems, it won't stop you. You can write the code. You can still write the code. You can still go deeper into every bit. You can write your own JavaScript. You can still build the component with Azure, AWS by using those SDK, the core programming technologies. You can see the Forge, like people have been tons of
so many things
there. And definitely those components are built by the good programmers, the people who got the right skill. Only they can use those SDKs, those programming languages, wrap them and integrate it with OutSystems. So then they realized, no, OutSystem is not only about dragging and dropping the tool. If you have the right skill, you can build anything out of the box there. So it's not about like, if you start using any low code platform, you will lose your core skill. Like in Netlink, I have also worked with lots of DBA, Feroz, the DBA who used to only write the complex SQLs and all. And sometimes we used to face the challenges, because when usually not every developer know how SQL works and all, but sometimes there are critical business cases when you need a huge SQL and complex SQL. So I sits with them with DBA, and they also find it interesting. I can write the query in your OutSystem. I say yes. And they sits with me and they enjoyed that time. And I think we write the complex SQLs of hundreds of lines of code, and it was performant because they know how to write the optimized SQLs and all. And they found it really interesting. It's how easy it is to do that with OutSystems. And not only DBA, I worked with UI peoples as well, the front-end designers and all, who never worked with OutSystem. I sit with them. I told them, look, you got very good skills. You designed very beautiful pages and attractive and interactive application front ends. Just sit with me. I'll let you know how you can do the same in OutSystems. And they also find it very interesting. We can use our front end skill with OutSystem. They can design the themes, layouts, and pages. And once it's done, it's become reusable for developers, and it makes life easier. So we usually have the blend of having one DBA, one UI guy, developers, and things turns out like very quickly. And all the experience from different technologies at one point, it's good. And there was also like the business analyst also, and some business analysts, they wants to develop some prototypes very quickly, some small prototypes, having 2, 3 screens with some interactive buttons, some charts
Yeah,
and
yeah,
all.
yeah, yeah.
I give them, training them as well. Look,
Yeah.
if you want to build some small demos, you can do that also using the OutSystem. I know you guys are not the technical one, but still, you can understand small bits by using OutSystem technologies. It could be done very easily, and they found it really useful.
Yeah, that's great. And I guess from their point, all the people you knew, and even the ones that told you not to do it, you were like the guinea pig who went and tried it out, proved that it works, and then you could prove to them that
I
this
don't
is
even need to
works.
prove them. They just look at the market and they self
Yeah,
get
yeah,
motivated.
yeah,
Not only the pupils are now even itself get self motivated when they see the
mm,
market, and when they
yeah,
see the community is growing,
yeah,
lots of peoples are there, then they see like companies are liking working with this low code technology. So it's itself
yeah.
attracting the pupil.
Yeah, yeah. And I think also if I think if you were still a .NET developer, for example, maybe we wouldn't have crossed paths. Maybe you wouldn't be in the UK because there
Maybe,
is
yeah,
a
I
lot
would
more
be
.NET
there
developers
only.
in the UK. You know what I mean? We're OutSystems. I
Yeah.
think if someone's kind of ambition is to move abroad without systems, it's definitely more possible. I think because there's a lot
Yes.
more companies willing to kind of hire and relocate the right person. So
I
you
think
definitely
it's
made the right choice.
Yes, I think it's across the globe. If you got the right
Yes.
skill, if you got the
Yeah,
right
yeah, yeah, yeah,
experience,
yeah,
yes, there are tons of opportunities
yeah,
waiting for
yeah.
you. And it's all about the decision making. At
Exactly.
that
Yeah, yeah,
time, I
yeah,
took that decision. I
yeah,
said, no, I'll go
yeah,
with it because sometimes few things coming from your inside, your
yeah,
instinct. I thought, no, this is very powerful tool.
yeah,
I'm not seeing anywhere like this gonna fail in future. No way.
yeah, yeah,
And the thing is, if you are enjoying working with something,
yeah, yeah.
that
Exactly. Yeah,
means you doesn't feel like you are working in a job. It feels like, yeah, I'm enjoying, I can do it more and more. Like,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
yeah,
feel like I'm doing any boring job. No, without
yeah,
systems,
yeah,
you can see every year, every month we get new releases, new
yeah. Yeah,
features,
yeah,
and every time I'm still learning. Although I got, I think, more than 7+ years of
hmm.
experience without systems, but still I'm keep on learning. Those new
Yeah.
stuffs comes up and upgrade myself. It feels really good.
I think the community is very good as well, isn't it? Globally.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah,
I must say that, like if any newbie or who wish
hmm.
to learn the out system, now
Yeah,
they have a very good learning path.
yeah,
Tutorials are very good, documentations are very refined. And if you have any questions, you can just go out and ask in the community.
yeah, yeah,
People are right there to help you.
yeah,
Even
yeah.
sometimes people gives you with the small prototype and the small examples built in the out system, provide you
Hmm,
that,
hmm.
or they can
Yeah,
point you in the right direction.
yeah, yeah. And going back to obviously 2019 when I came knocking on your door, I think from what I recall, we were talking for a few months before you said, okay,
Yeah, I
let's
think it's been
let's do
around
it.
3, 4 months.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I think
three,
there's
four
a lot of
months.
back and forth, and
Yeah.
obviously it's a big decision, to pack
Yeah.
up and just leave your family and move abroad. What were some of the kind of things you thought in your mind? Okay, the pros and cons. How did you kind of weigh up? Do I do it? Do I not do it? Because I think sometimes a lot of people will show interest. They'll say yes, 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 yes. They do the interview, great opportunity, and then they go think about it properly. They go, no, I can't do it. You know what I mean? So, what was kind of your thinking around that?
Okay, so I think Feroz, for me, it was a quite different one because, for me, there was no cons at that time
Yeah,
because
yeah,
the first thing is, if you are always working in a comfortable zone, you will never grow.
yeah.
Because at that time, I was at a point, I was not feeling like I'm struggling or I'm learning
Mm,
anything new. With here coming to the UK, I know I'll work with different culture,
yeah, yeah,
different people,
yeah, yeah,
different company. Altogether, it's a different environment for me.
yeah. Of
You know,
course.
and definitely being in India, you are working good and quite well, but
Mm,
still you won't get that challenging environment,
yeah, sure.
because you are now moving toward the different culture, and I always eager to learn new stuff. And when
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got
yeah,
that opportunity, definitely it always seems to be a risk, like
yeah,
things
yeah,
will going to work out like the way you think or
yeah.
not.
Of course.
So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
always a hard decision. But the thing is, if you won't try, you won't get it, right?
Yeah.
So I thought it's fine, it's good. Let's give it a try, because for me, it's always a learning and a good experience. Whether it would be a successful or a failure, it always be a lesson learned,
Yeah.
So if I always get having that fear to not go out and won't try something new, I think because when I came to the UK, I think after that only I became the MVP. So that point I
That was my
thought,
next question. That was my next question.
so I thought, no, it was the right decision. And when I come out here, I think the only thing is I found very chilly, dark weather here that welcomed me at the first place. But it was fine. Slowly I get settled down. People are really helpful. Even the local and people, I found few friends here. I found Indian community people who also helped me a lot in my settling down here. So it was really a nice experience. And I worked with the people here in the UK, and I really love the culture here. It was really new to me, but I really enjoyed it. Whether it was an ISB or CGI, it's really good in UK.
I remember I saw one of your pictures on, I think it was Instagram or Facebook, with all the guys, kind of your group.
Yeah, my family members.
I remember showing my wife, saying, everyone in that picture, I hired them and I brought them all to the UK. Because I think it was you, Harshal, everyone in the one picture.
Yeah. Yes.
That's good. So yeah, talking about MVP. So that obviously came about once you entered, you're in the UK. I think that was during the pandemic, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was on last year, 2021.
2021, yeah. How did that, obviously there's certain things people do to get recognized as an MVP. What was your kind of contribution to be recognized as an MVP?
Okay, I think it was like, because I'm working towards the community for a very long time. I think because I have started that in 2015. And then from there I was doing in India, and at that point also, I have received some goodies from one of the community manager at that time, and I felt really happy. I got some t-shirts, pen, diaries and all. I still have those stuff with me. I know pen is not working, but still
you still keep it. Still keep it.
No, it's all of my memories. It feels really good, when someone recognizes your efforts and your hard works. And even from the abroad, I was in India and they sent me the gift from Portugal. So that mean a lot for me.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And then the thing is, sometimes, you get stuck with your daily jobs, and also sometimes you are active in the committee and sometimes are not. But I think when I came to the UK, I got some extra time. So I put more efforts there. I got recognized, I get interviewed, and then they selected me because there is certain procedure to become an MVP. It's there on their pages, like you have to be professional certified and have this and that years of experience and that much contribution you must do there. And then luckily I got it, and I think it was one of the greatest achievement of my life. I feel really proud when I became the MVP, and I'm really thankful for that.
I can imagine it kind of brings you a lot of emotions of going back to when you first came across OutSystems, the risk you took to leave .NET, being a good kind of dev, moving over, that kind of certifies that many years ago I did the right thing. This is all the hard work I've done.
Definitely, Feroz. It's all flashback in your memories. And when all my old friends start congratulating me when I become MVP, they told me like, look, man, you took the right decision. And
you did it.
Most of my friends, actually, at that time, there are lots of people who motivated me to do it. And there are some people, definitely, I'm not saying it was coming from their experience because they had that fear. Who stops me from adopting to it. But now everybody says that, look, from that time we thought, one day you will be there, and now finally you get there. I know things take times. It's not things happen overnight.
It takes hard work and tears.
Times,
Blood, sweat, and tears.
Finally, but gradually you will definitely reach there.
And I guess it gives you a boost to kind of going forward even more,
Definitely.
I can imagine that does. So, and since you've been using kind of OutSystems for 7 years now, in that time, kind of there's been a lot of upgrades, and releases and things like that. In that time, what would you say kind of in that time, what were the key releases that kind of were game changers for the platform, kind of where you thought, yeah, this is going to definitely take them to the next level?
I think the recent one, when the reactive came,
Yeah, a lot of
because
people say that.
previously
Yeah.
OutSystems worked with the traditional development,
Traditional,
and
yeah.
and for mobile we need to do a separate development. But now with
Yeah.
reactive one,
Yeah.
you are doing one development, and you can build the application with all three devices that can run on mobile, tablet, and desktop, and in the asynchronous manner you can do the
Wow.
parallel processing and all. I think that's the game changer, the reactive
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
And the UI become very simplified in the reactive. I have seen like options available there. Their style guide is already there. They have their CSS cheat sheet. Like if someone, sometimes people face hard time by building the UI, they put all
Yeah.
the CSS and everything there on the portal. I looked at that. Oh my God. I got the treasure. I got all the classes and everything.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
I can just use them and apply it. And it was so quicker and fast and smooth. You can test it your application on different devices easily. You don't need to do any special development for them. And whenever I give this demo to the clients, everyone feel amazed, like, you build a desktop application, now you can see how it works on desktop. Now you can see how it's going to look like on mobile. So everyone starts loving it.
That's great. That's amazing. And not sure if this is something you come across now, but if you did, one thing we like to ask all our guests, if you were to come across someone now, for example, like you did when you first switched over, who are kind of the doubters, or I say the haters of low code and OutSystems, what would your message be to them as someone who's now grown in the you're invested in OutSystems? So if you're having a conversation with someone who's .NET, Java, something else, who's saying to you, nah, this is not the way, this is wrong, what would be your message to them?
So the thing is, Feroz, for me, the thing is, there is nothing good or bad. If anyone wishes to continue with whatever they are doing, it's completely fine. But the thing is, for me, I always love challenges. I always love to try something new. If you are a core developer in any technology, whether it's .NET and Java, and if you wish to work in OutSystem, I think for them it's definitely going to be a game changer, because once you start realizing how much times and effort you can save by using this platform, it's amazing. The thing is, it take little times. What happens with it when people come across some new platforms, uh, they just give few days. What they thought, they just install the platform, start building 2-3 pages, and they got frustrated. No,
They
I
make their
can't do
opinion
this.
on that.
I can do that. But the thing is, they haven't explored it completely. Like with me, what happens is I give time to it. I give some months to it. I explored it. I tried it myself. I go through the community members. I ask them for help when I stuck somewhere. I go through all the documentation. I checked the Forge library. I have seen what people have built so far. Oh, this is how things can be built. So that's how I resolve all my queries, all my questions. And I do not stick to one point. No, that's the only place, and that's the only thing I can do. So I think that would be my message for all the people who are working with different technologies with .NET or core hardcore programming. Give it a try, feel it yourself, experience it yourself, and don't just give up like in a 2-3 days. Give it a time, because everything takes time. You are working in any programming language. For me, like I did masters for 3 years, then 3 years in cognizant, 6-7 years, and then I become a programmer. And then now all of a sudden, if you want to change your career path, or if you want to try something new to build the same amount of enterprise level applications and all, at least you should give 50%,
Of course,
25% of your efforts there. And then you should realize whether that tool fit or not. You cannot just take one use case and took your decision.
You need to give a
Take your
proper
time,
chance.
evaluate properly. There are now lots of guidelines are there, lots of best practices and documents are available online. So what I would recommend, even to all my new team members and new joiners, first not only finish your training, check all the documents, check all the best practices, go with the architecture. In OutSystems, there was a very good documentation how you can build an application with architecture sustainability. You have to build the enterprise level application, because it's not something built quickly. It's like you are building the right product or not. You have to build something right, because it's a very powerful tool. OutSystems, the speed with which you can go in the right direction, you can go into the wrong directions as well. If you are not following the right approach, if you are not following the best practices, you can make the mistakes with the same speed.
Of course.
So it's always good to first go learn, get to know about all the best practices and all those stuffs, and then start building the stuff. Definitely you will be succeed.
That's great. And just as the final question for you, kind of you've now you've had this journey, you've moved to London. What's your kind of future aspirations, things you're looking forward to, things kind of you want to achieve, professionally, personally, in your life?
Okay, I think because I think now I'm at the right place where I want to be. The only thing is, because for me, Feroz, keep on learning, since I'm in OutSystem, but still now I want to grow more. I want to learn more. I want to integrate now more stuff with OutSystems. I want to now learn more about the Azure, AWS, and try to integrate them with OutSystems and all, because now all markets are running toward the cloud stuffs and all.
Yes.
And definitely in the career wise, I wish in future I will reach the place where I want to be. I think in future for me, I would like to be a CTO. Somewhere.
That's the natural next kind of step, isn't it?
But I would like to give time to the stuff. Like, I'm not in a hurry.
Of course.
The right time will come. I think I will be there.
You'll be there. Great. That's good. That's amazing. Well, thanks for taking the time to talk. I think it was really good to talk to you, hear your kind of story and journey. Definitely, I think a lot of people will find that inspiring, especially a lot of people who kind of have doubts and who might currently be a .NET developer, who are kind of
definitely
having those kind of things in their head. But I think compared to when you were looking at OutSystems compared to now, especially in India, it's huge. It's a big change. I think you took a bigger risk back then. I think now, I think now it's not a risk. Like it's nearly, if you don't know what OutSystems or low-code is, you're under a rock.
Now it's a fairly easy decision for everyone, because now they are looking the way it's growing there, the opportunities are there. Like even I can see all the people to whom I have given the training, they are a very good position at now, all those people, they are still thanking me for that. Like, because at that time there was like freshers, coming from the colleges and all, and they were like, really, it's good to go. I said, go with it. And then after a few years, everybody was like, how fast we can grow and all, because, it's not very easy to grow in a career in IT. There is lots of competition, lots of hurdles are there. But people in low-code platform, I have seen within a few years, it's a game changer.
Even I see, like, especially like from India, there's a lot of people relocating to different regions. Like with OutSystems, a lot of people from India have gone to Middle East for OutSystems opportunities. Australia, USA, Europe. So it's definitely taken off there. I think in global, I think outside of Portugal and Netherlands, India is probably the biggest, kind of one of the biggest communities for sure. So definitely a big difference to when you were looking at it, I think.
Definitely.
That's great. Well, thanks for taking the time, Manish. It was really good to talk to you. And
thank you so much, Feroz. It's really the same here.
No problem. And we'll catch up soon.
Sure. Thank you so much. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Cheers.
Thank you for listening to the latest episode of the Low Code Podcast, hosted by iTrack Recruitment, global leader in low code recruitment. Be sure to subscribe and see you next time.